All right. Happy Monday. All right. So today we are entering our metal phase of our Zen Yoga protocols. And metal represents the autumn, or autumn represents metal. And the areas of the body that we're working are related to the meridians that belong to metal, which is lung and large intestine. Why? Well, because the lungs are the first exposed to that sudden drop in temperature, the changing of the season, and as we go from summer and the pores of the skin are more open, and we jump into the colder weather, sometimes it's like overnight, and there's not a chance for the body to kind of protect itself to that cold element. And so we can get, viruses and things like that. Colds and flus can enter the body a little more easily when we're not, protected and not exposed to the cold for a longer period of time. So our body starts to become, more immune as we get more into the colder seasons, because it, protects it, learns how to protect itself. So, but in the beginning, the lungs and large intestine are exposed to that cold. And so we help them, those organs, to better withstand that. So we're going to work on the lungs and the large intestine meridians, which run through the arms. So a lot of arm exercises that we're going to be doing, breathing exercises, and focusing on linking the breath to the movement. And we always link the breath to the movement. We're going to be very mindful of that with our exercise, with the flow that we do during the fall season. So without further ado, we'll get started. And we're seated in our easy cross-legged posture, and just giving ourselves a little bit of opening, taking the hands and just starting at the crease of the hips, slide them out to the knees, pressing down. And what helps us to get into this position a little bit easier is something to sit on, whether it's a blanket folded up a couple of times, or maybe even a block can help us to get into that position where the knees can be more connected. So there's this outer point, stomach 36, that we try to connect into the earth. So sometimes even just coming up onto a little block to get that pelvis to tilt in the right way. So some of us, especially as you're starting out, the back is tight, the hamstrings are tight. And if you have that naturally, and you're not very flexible in a forward fold, then lifting those sits bones can help to open that up. And a block is good for that. So it helps to get the spine to lift out of the pelvis really nicely, and sitting up nice and straight becomes a little bit easier. So let's take a moment. We're going to bring the first finger and thumb together. These are the ending and beginnings of the lung and large intestine points. So large intestine begins in the index finger, and the small intestine meridian begins or ends in the thumb. So we're going to connect those points. Palms are up. And because it's still the morning when I'm doing this, palms could be up. You could also do palms down if it was the evening, or if you are experiencing some stress or just need to kind of settle that anxiety. You can certainly have the palms down. So let's begin with our breath. We can exhale it all out through the mouth, and inhale through the nose. Filling the lower abdomen, middle abdomen, and then the upper lungs and shoulders. And then exhaling out of the upper lungs, middle abdomen. Draw the navel back and the perineum lifts up. And we're going to inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause the breath. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause the breath. And inhale for 4, 3, 2, pause. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, and pause for 2 more seconds. 2. Now exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and pause, drawing that navel back and perineum up. Inhale again for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 2 at the top. Then exhale, long exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and pause for 2. And in for 4. Pause for 2. Exhale, 6. And pause for 2. Now we can bring in that Ujjayi breath to warm the body up a little bit more. So as you inhale, slight close of the throat. You feel sound like the ocean. Pause for 2, and then exhale. And you want to feel that little contraction of the throat as well, just a little different area. Again, hearing the sound of the ocean. Inhale. Pause. Long exhale. Pause. We'll do 2 more breaths. Inhale. Pause for 2. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 2. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Beginning to release the mudra. Wiggle the fingers. Roll the shoulders back and down. Good. We can remove the block if you like. And just moving from side to side. Just pushing away from one side to the other. Feeling the stretch along the waist, in the hip area. And then let's take the hands out, right fingers over to the right side, left to the left side, and then kind of reaching out and pushing, extending a little farther each time. And then coming back to center. And this time we're going to reach up on the inhale, rolling the hands up overhead. And exhale, send it down the front of the body, just clearing out any excess. Inhale up the spine. And exhale down the front. In our Qigong practice, we would be doing the golden chi ball. Exhale, we'll probably get a little bit of that today in our practice. So on the inhale, you imagine this little golden chi ball rolling up your spine, over the crown of the head, and then exhaling down the front of the body where it kind of opens up, pulls the front. And one more time, inhale. This time we're gonna hold the arms up overhead. And then with your left hand grabbing at the right wrist, gently bring it up and over to the left, opening the right side body. Inhale, filling that whole right side body, fill the right lung with breath, keep filling. And then on that exhale, we're gonna squeeze the lung rib cage down, arm, shoulder goes kind of down. We're compressing into that right lung. Good. Now inhale as we come back up. Switch sides. We're going to exhale as we reach and gently bring that left arm over. And again, inhale into that left rib cage, the left lung, feeling that nice stretch through the armpit to your hip. And then when you exhale, you're just closing, drawing the shoulder back and down, squeezing the ribs together, squeezing out all of the breath out of that lung. And then inhale, come back up. And exhale, reach back out. Good. So let's move the blanket away. We still have that back there, and we're going to come up onto all fours. So I'm going to go to the side view so that you can see better. And just kind of shifting the hips side to side. And your hands are right under your shoulders. So spread the fingers apart with the emphasis or your attention on that index finger and thumb. So letting those hips rock side to side. And then still kind of forward and back. Let those hips just drop back towards the heels. And then coming back into center, let's curl the toes under, spreading out those toes under you, and pressing into the balls of the feet as you press back your hips into the heels, feeling that a nice stretch through the feet. And then inhale, tuck the tail under, round through the back, drop the tops of the feet. Inhale, curl the toes back under and settle back into those heels, a little arch in the back. So let your back arch, your head is up. And then exhale as we drop the tops of the feet, tuck the tail and round through the shoulders. And last one, we're going to inhale, settle back into those heels, rock, arch the back a little bit. And then exhale. Now we're going to reverse that breath. So we're going to continue to exhale back into the feet and arch back. Okay, so it's a little different. Exhale here, then inhale as you round the back. Fill the backs of the rib cage, the back of the lungs. Exhale, curl the toes. Pull the front side of the body up. So you're arching the back, you're looking forward. Then inhale, round the back, and nose is opposite. Fill the breath into the back of the lungs. Exhale as you settle back and you're arching. Flexing those toes. But just one more. Inhale, back of the lungs. Exhale, tuck the toes under. Press into the heels. Good. Now inhale, coming up and down into your downward facing dog, exhaling. Hold here for a couple of breaths. Activate your first finger and thumb. We're in this downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, sink, release your shoulders, shake out your head. Then walking your feet towards your hands. Rise up to the fingertips. Soften the knees a little bit. And then we're going to bring the arms up into a chair pose. So you're going to keep that weight back into the heels. Keep the toes down though. Bring your thumbs back and pinkies up. Roll those shoulders back and down. Hold the apple between your chin and your chest. So the neck stays nice and long. The whole spine is nice and long. And then we're going to inhale by pushing through the feet, lifting up, look up to the sky, keep the apple between your chin and your chest, and working on opening the thoracic spine, lifting that heart. And then as you exhale, release the arms down. And set, looking over that left shoulder. Ah, good, roll the shoulders back. So I'm going to stay side view. And on the next inhale, we're going to bring the arms up. On the exhale, we're going to reach back, forward fold, down the backs of your legs, palms to the floor. Inhale, partway lift. Hands either fingertips to the floor or hands to your shins. Then exhale, release. Soften your knees and inhale to rise back up. Use your arms to lift you. And then exhale, bring the arms behind you. You're going to reach back and grab your with your right hand grabbing your left wrist. And you're going to gently draw back. So you just draw that back behind you, pulling the shoulder down, the arms going to the opposite hip, and then release, switching hands. Draw that arm behind you. And then release. Now let's take the fingers and lace them together. And you want to try to see if you can close the palms of the hands. Don't worry if you can't, especially when we go into this next part. So now we're going to extend the first finger and thumb. Okay, so we got that little pointer action going, and we're going to try to extend through the arms. So pulling the shoulders back and lifting the chest. Remember to tuck your hips. We don't want an overarch. We don't want that. Okay, we're not a gymnast. We're going to tuck under, maybe you are, but we want to kind of try to reduce some of the compression in that lower back. So we want to tuck the tail, but we want to lift and open the thoracic spine. So as we bow forward, pull the hips back as you lead with the chest. And then trying to bring your arms as far back and up as you can. So I know many of us have some tightness here. So do what you can. Imagine just being pulled out of the shoulder socket. So we're not pulling, we're just trying to get some release through the shoulders. So if you can fold all the way forward or any way between flat back and a forward fold. And if this is allowed, if you're able to do this, you can go all the way over, point your fingers to the ceiling, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and as if somebody was pulling you by the wrist, lifting up, 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 back, roll the shoulders back, and release the arms. Good, shake that out. Good, let's reach up, inhale, and exhale. Okay, so take the toes out and heels out, toes out and heels out, toes out and heels out. And we're nice wide legs here. Hands at the hips. And we're going to turn out the right toes. So point your right toes out, lunging into that right side. So we're in warrior two with the legs. Let's take the arms out, drop the shoulders. Now look over your right middle finger. So we're in this warrior two. This is a wonderful stretch, emphasizing both the large intestine and lung meridians as you reach back. If you had a mirror just to the right of you on your right wall here, and you were looking in that mirror, you would not be able to see this left hand. Okay, so make sure that you roll that shoulder back and down, find its comfortable position, and then reach from the armpit. I want to imagine that there's a nice straight horizontal line from your right middle finger all the way to the left middle finger. Breathe in, the head floats up evenly over the shoulders, breathe out. Now we're going to do a tilt. So from here, just tilt that right arm, straight right arm inside your right thigh. So about 6 to 8 inches from your knee up your thigh. Then the left arm is going to come right up above it, and you're going to pull those shoulders back. Look at, so I'm from here and I want to open like that. Can you see that reach? You want to find that nice perpendicular line. Now middle finger to middle finger, rolling the shoulders back so it's a nice line that doesn't have any breaks or curves in it. Breathe in and breathe out. Now reach your arm over the head, reach into your ear, grab that resistance band, and you're going to pull the resistance band back. So bending through your elbow like a row, and then open the hand. Inhale as you reach over. So I'm going to follow the ear with my head, and then exhale, I'm going to follow the arm back. Open. So inhale over. Now we use a healing sound. Healing sounds we use in our Chi Fit or Qigong practices, but we can also add them in to some of these yoga postures. We're going to use the hiss sound. So inhale, exhale with a hiss. And this can help release any grief or depression or sorrow. Hiss. Open, inhale. Exhale, hiss. Last one. Good. Now reach over, and then we're going to untilt, coming back to the center. And then just align your feet. We're back in this 5-pointed star. Okay. So kind of level yourself off. Now, the great thing with Zoom is that you can have that view of yourself. So if you don't have your camera on you, it might be a good idea to do that. You could do it live. I'm not sure you could do it in the recording, but anyway, that would help in terms of, you know, trying to find where you're even. Sometimes you don't know. And now I feel a little bit off. I know you're okay. So really try to get those shoulders. This is part of the practice. As I'm talking to you, you're trying to really release what is not needed. So soften the face, soften the eyes, soften the shoulders. And now we're going to turn to the other side. Turn your left foot out. Bend into that warrior two posture. Now look over your left middle finger. Breathe in, breathe out, tilt. So again, your arm is going to be just inside. Now this is normally where most people will stop. Come over that shoulder. So pull open by dropping that shoulder down, opening your arms, reaching through, So we have that nice horizontal line. Then inhale, reach for the resistance cord. Exhale as you pull back with that hiss. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hiss. A couple of other things in the 5-element theory or Qigong practice we can incorporate here with our yoga is a color. So white, bright light into the lungs. Exhale, a gray cloud with the hiss. Inhale. Exhale, hiss. Inhale. Exhale, hiss. And one more, in. Out, hiss. And then inhale and exhale and tilt. It's my timer, we got a couple more minutes. So bringing those arms up. And exhale, fold forward, taking that chest forward, 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 forward. Hold here, breathe in, breathe out. Take your hands down to the floor and walk them forward. And let's separate them, but shoulder width apart. Really separate the fingers, and your first finger and thumb is pushing into the floor. Let's step together with the feet, bringing the chest right over and push your heels back. So we're in plank, full arm plank. Option, go down to your knees, tops of the feet. So the only thing that's down, the tops of the feet and your knees. Keep your hips forward and breathe. Keep pushing up, hollow the chest. Flex out those chest muscles as you're breathing here. Nice and strong. One more breath. Now lower the knees, chest and chin. And then inhale, rolling up into a cobra. So just about halfway up, remain on the tops of your thighs, and then lower back down. Lift up your pelvis. So you're on your knees and on your chest. Squeeze your elbows together and see if you can push into the first finger and thumb, just hover a little bit and then lower back down. Then peel yourself up and roll yourself back into child's pose. Reaching the hands in front of you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, so slide the hands back. Reach up onto the knees. Exhale as we sweep back with the arms, pulling back into the heels. Slide the arms forward and pause. And then drawing your arms back, you can come off of those heels and just coming back into a seated position with your, using either your block or your blanket, or maybe comfortable now that we did a little bit of stretching. We did some warrior 2 going into side angle warrior and working along these meridian lines with the breath, using some healing sounds, and giving you a little taste of what, you know, a Zen yoga practice would be like. So it's just a very short half hour, 30 minutes of Zen yoga practice. And so we'll close for today. Take our inhale, reaching, pulling up the earth, gathering the heavens. Exhale as we come down the front of the body, just clearing that chakra system, our Tai Chi pole. Inhale, energy centers. Exhale from the crown of the head, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral root. Last one, inhale. And exhale, let's join the hands together, palms to the heart center. As we close for today, I invite you to perhaps stay here for a few more moments with yourself to kind of focus on you, on your breathing, just letting your mind clear, coming into center with a little lift of the corners of the mouth to the corners of the eyes, creating an inner smile. This inner smile can help us just feel a little more joy, a little more compassion, a little more love to ourselves and to each other. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. See you next time.